Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk about this new Lise Watier Corrector palette. It's their Portfolio Corrector palette in the medium shades, and they have had this around forever and ever, and they just reformulated it this fall. Now, I used to have the original version of this, but then I guess I gave it away after a while, and this is the newer version. From what I remember, this one is a lot more creamy and very smooth in its texture compared to what was there before. So I like that about it. I'll show it to you, and I've taken a look at the light version and the dark version as well, and there are differences in the color options that are on the color wheel. So any of these correctors, any kind of corrector palette or any corrector in general is based on basic color theory, right? So for me, I haven't taken art class in a million years, but the basic theory is that if you're trying to correct something that's on your skin, you want to use a shade that's the opposite, on the opposite spectrum of that color. So if you look at a regular color wheel, if you have blue pigments on your skin, what's opposite the blue is orange. So you would want to put orangey, reddy tones onto your skin in that particular area to camouflage that area, to correct that area. Sorry, not camouflage, correct. That's really important. And so when you're doing your makeup on your face, you're kind of applying that same theory to the shadows and colors that are on your face. So if you're reddish, you want to add green as a corrector on your skin to correct the redness and take down the redness. And then you can go ahead and camouflage that redness with your regular concealer or foundation, whatever you would use, right? Bobbi Brown, is one of those brands that's famous for using correctors. So she actually has a palette that has a corrector on one side and a concealer on the other side, and it's meant to be used under your eyes, and the corrector corrects the shadows under your eyes, and then the concealer covers them up. I've used that before. Personally, for me, I don't have very dark shadows under my eyes, so I feel like it's too much product, but it is helpful in knowing if you have dark shadows around your mouth, under your eyes, anywhere else. If you ever get a bruise, keep that in mind, because if you put a lot of makeup on top of it to cover it, all people are going to see is the makeup, right? And that's exactly what you don't want. You want to be able to hide it so that people feel like they're seeing your skin and not seeing the makeup that's on your skin, right? So correctors are great for that. If you get this portfolio in the lighter shades, it has a violet and a green corrector. The violet is meant to correct any sallowness or yellowness in your skin, and the green is meant to correct any redness that's on your skin, okay? This one is the medium one, as I mentioned. So there's a rosy one. This is a beige that would be great for a cover-up. This is a peach, and then this is a beige. This is more of a yellow toned color, which is good for covering or correcting under your eyes. And then this is kind of a grayish brown that's good for contour. So contour with this color as opposed to a bronzer can photograph really well. It doesn't always look great in real life because if you don't blend it out well enough, it looks grayish on your skin. But there are ways of making this look more natural, and one of those ways is putting a regular foundation on top so that you have the shadow, but you also have a skin color that's on top of that. Anyways, the darker palette, the darker portfolio of colors has an orange tone that's quite orangey, a reddish tone that's quite reddy, and better for darker skin tones. Personally, I found that this was a little light for me also, and I'll show you some of these swatched on my hand and then on my skin. You'll kind of see that they do wear very light, but you can sheer them out. I'll start with the colors I don't really use. So these two, I'm not really going to use that much. So this is the peach, this is the rose. It's quite obviously a pink. I'm going to put that on my hand. You can see it is very pink. This one is the peach. That on my hand. And then we have the beige natural, which is extremely light. It's a white color. And then I'm going to use these two colors. So this is a beige, and then this is called Beige Cafe. This one is right there. So it is nice and yellow, which is perfect for me. And then I will show you the contour color right here. And you can see it is a grayish brown color. It's not a warm brown, it's a cool brown. And shadows on your skin are normally going to be a cool color instead of a warm color. So depending how adept you are at blending and doing contour, you know, you might enjoy this color. I personally love a color like this for contour, and this is great for highlight on my skin tone or covering up any kind of dark sallow spots on my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what these look like on me. I'm not wearing any face makeup, so I don't have any foundation or anything on, just sunscreen. And I'm gonna just wipe my hand here. I'm gonna go in and actually I'm gonna use a brush. So I'm gonna use my Hourglass number 8 brush. This is a brush I like to use for concealer because of its shape and its size, and I'm just going to pat that beige corrector under my eye. I feel like this is a little bit light for me. I wish that these colors were a little bit darker, because if you're even a little bit more dark than I am, you will find that they are too pale, right? And like I said, I'm not gonna get very much use out of these. So that's kind of a waste, whereas I feel like if I had the orangey and reddy ones, I would get way more use out of them. But that's okay, we're gonna work with what I have. And you can see it is doing a great job at correcting and kind of highlighting that area under my eyes. Now, if I was gonna put foundation on top, I would go ahead and maybe even highlight my forehead and my nose and my chin. I will actually go ahead and do my chin and just show you guys what that looks like. So I'm gonna just dip it into this yellow color. And the pigmentation I have on my chin is basically from past breakouts. So I do like to cover them up, and I feel like they take forever to go away. But that's it. I used the tiniest amount. I really am happy with the highlight that I have under my eyes. I feel like this isn't a step I would normally do. I would normally just go in with the concealer, but you can see how much more lifted this area looks compared to what it looked like before. I wish I had done like a one side with the corrector and one side without. That would have been really good. But I just feel like this area especially looks really nice and lifted, and it looks brighter. It looks like I got some really good sleep, even though I didn't get good sleep last night. I am gonna go in with my concealer. This is the Nars concealer in the color Ginger. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. People love this concealer, and I think it's for good reason, because it is a very, very, very nicely formulated concealer. I'm gonna go in. I don't have my regular blending brush here, so I'm just gonna go in with this because it is a synthetic brush, which I prefer for creams, and I'm just gonna quickly blend that out. So that's brought all that brightness closer to my regular skin tone without really canceling out any of the correcting that I've done, right? And that's kind of the benefit of using a brush over using your fingers to blend. Sometimes when you use your fingers, you're trying so hard that you just move the product off your face and onto your hands. It's really not what you want to do. You want to have the product still there. And when you use a brush and you just kind of tap it, you will get a much better finish because the product will stay on your face more, and you'll actually get the effect that you were going for without using a lot of product. I know we think that we put so much product on the brush, but if you're wiping it off on your hands, you're actually losing it altogether. So just something to think about. You could totally go in with a beauty blender if that's what you prefer. I'm so happy with how that looks. It looks way better than if I had just used a concealer, which is what I normally do. I'm not convinced I'll do both steps every day. Let's be honest, because I'm usually in a rush, and usually I feel like if I can just use one thing, like if I can just use a concealer and be done with it, I'm happy with that. But definitely on the days that I'm really tired, yes, I will be using this yellow tone under my eyes 100%. Now I'm going to show you this contour color, which I said I really liked, and I'm going to just dip this brush in very gently. Now you can see from the patches on my hand, everything is pretty pigmented, right? It's pigmented, but it has kind of a soft matte finish. So it's also very, very blendable. And it dries matte. So I've even used this yellow on my eyelids to prime them before I put eyeshadow on. Okay, so that's one side of my face with the contour really blended in nicely. So you can see there it is right there, and it is blended in. It's not a stripe, right? And really I patted it and then I just kind of blended it with the same brush, and you can see how different that is compared to this side. You're not trying to create cheekbones where you don't have any, okay? You're just trying to add dimension back into your look. If you have a very full face, you would kind of just do up here so that you don't look so flat, okay? So don't feel like you need a stripe so that you can get that chiseled look. Nobody looks like that, okay? Just kind of, you're just adding some dimension, especially if you've done foundation over your whole face, which I don't know how many people are going to do anymore because we're wearing masks all the time. And even if you don't have to wear a mask the whole day, you might have to wear it to go get a coffee or to go grab lunch, right? So I don't know how well makeup is going to last if you're wearing a mask the whole day. Personally, I'm going to just do under my eyes on most days and leave it there. I'm not even going to bother with my chin because a mask is going to cover that, right? And so I'm really just getting the tiniest amount, okay? Not a lot at all, and that is something that you would have to kind of figure out and experiment with. But I really like how this is looking, and I like that I can do so much without even wearing foundation. If I was a YouTube artist, I would probably now do foundation, and then I would do powder, contour, and powder highlight, and I would bake it all. I don't do that for every day. I've tried that before, and you can see a lot of product on your face. This doesn't look like product at all. It actually just looks like my regular skin, which I think is the goal. The goal is for your skin to look like skin. I would stop right there. I wouldn't add anything more. Just wanted to show you guys this and see how much of a game changer it can be if you have any areas on your face that need color correcting, okay? Don't reach for your concealer, don't reach for your foundation if you don't have to, especially considering the times when, like I said, you might be wearing a mask all day or you might be wearing it for part of a day, so you probably don't want to put too much stuff on your face, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.